Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night and that you'll enjoy the video. And thank you so much for watching.
Welcome back to yet another how-to, and this is how to not catch feelings. So if you do not want to catch feelings, follow these 3 essential tips, please. Here we go. The first one is, I'm sorry, not a lot of people are going to want to hear this, but build a team. Build a freaking team. Build a roster, build a team. Build a few great ones, a few not so great ones. Build the team up. Not so great ones, just throw a few mixtures in there and build that team. Talk to a few, talk to many, have that roster. The second one is find a hobby, stay busy. Don't be talking to these people the whole time. Do your own thing. Be busy in what you like and don't get sidetracked for guys, because we're not living for other people, we're living for ourselves. And find that hobby. You'll spend hopefully the majority of your time doing that. And lastly, this is very important, do not, and I repeat, do not daydream or build a life in your head with that one person or anyone in that team. Hopefully, do not build that life in your head. Do not, daydream about it. Don't do it. You will get sucked in and you will fall for this person, and it's just not good. So if you do not want to catch feelings, follow those 3 tips, and I swear to you, they work.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even surprised anymore that this is the type of advices I find on TikTok. Now, I don't know if being for the streets and advertising being for the streets qualifies as having a hobby, but it's at least time consuming, right? And how many teammates are we talking about here? 6, 11, 50 as in American football? But hey, you need to have that roster, right? Have a roster and don't catch feelings. Okay, you do you. But to be honest, what I love the most since I started watching TikToks is watching you wonderful angels catching feelings for one guy from your roster. Realize that he's not seeing you as the wonderful angel you think you are with all your worth and your value, and then recording you drinking some cheap wine and crying yourself to sleep.
They always come back. Yeah. Every single guy I've talked to, ended things with,
they always end up texting you eventually.
They're so predictable.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. No, they don't always come back. In fact, in most cases, they never come back. The key words here are the guys you dealt with. They always came back because it was easy for them to get what they wanted. And I'm also gonna take a wild guess here, and I'm gonna say they always left after they got what they wanted.
This is why your ex is going to come back. It's not about whether they can see it or they hear from other people. They are going to feel it when you shift your focus off of them and, oh, I want them back. I need to fix this. I need to reach out. I need to do this. I need to do that. When you decide one day, trust me, you're going to have that day. I had that day. Everyone has that day eventually. You're going to have that day where you're like, you know what? I'm so tired of this. When you decide to have that day and you put them over here, put them aside, and you actually focus on you and your goals, that is when they come back. They can actually, literally, physically feel it, because they can feel it. They know there's a soul tie. There is, okay? There's a literal soul tie. They can feel when you are doing better, when you are moving on, when you are actually focusing on you for once, okay?
Yeah, sure, K. Actually, you know what? No, not K. I don't know about any of my exes except for one. And I do know she's focused on herself and she's crushing it. And yet here I am not going back to any of my exes. Not even her. You know what else? I am focused on myself and on my goals. And yet somehow none of my exes are coming back. So now what? Maybe next time just try to come up with something that makes sense and something smart. What am I saying? It's TikTok.
So I guess I should probably tell you guys that I got flowers from him today. They were supposed to come yesterday for our anniversary, but they came today. And I'm flattered, and it's nice. Who doesn't like getting flowers? But I don't know. Our last conversation, he quite literally told me I just gave up. I gave up. And that was honestly one of the last things he said to me before I blocked his number. And today he said, well, if I completely gave up on you, I wouldn't have sent you flowers. Okay, so did you give up or did you not give up? Because like now you're telling me some pretty mixed things here, and quite honestly, I want to be with someone who's sure of me, and I don't like, I can't say that he is, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, I'm bugged.
Well, if you're interested, I can recommend a few insect repellents. They're quite cheap and effective. But this felt exactly like watching a 2022 movie. A script and a story that is about nothing, characters in the movie that look like they don't even want to be there, and a million questions that pop in your head while watching the credits. Did he give up or you gave up? Last thing he said to you was that you gave up. Then you said he gave up. So did you give up or not? Oh yeah, and he said you gave up just before you blocked him. So did you block him or not? Let me just tell you right now, if there's gonna be a sequel to this movie, I'm willing to bet money it's not gonna be any good.
Men, did you know that holding your partner's hand can actually increase intimacy both inside the bedroom and outside of the bedroom, and can lead to a stronger connection, which facilitates more trust and, as a bonus, more climaxes?
Well, I didn't know that. Please tell me more. You know I'm gonna take your word for it. And not because you're a second year med student with a secret. It's because, yes, you have one of those accounts. So of course I'm gonna listen to everything you say. Because obviously there's no ulterior motive for you to say any of that. It's not like you're here trying to advertise your account. You know, on a platform where there's 10 years old watching your content.
It is actually wild how often people use me having red hair as an excuse to come up and talk to me in public. And I know other redheads relate to this. Literally yesterday at the mall, and to set the scene, mind you, I was wearing no makeup. I was wearing cargo pants. I was wearing a flannel, a vest, these boots. I genuinely thought I looked masked. Like, mind you, this is me we're talking about, okay? But the narration in my head that day was like, I am appealing to the female gaze. Like, I am invisible to men. Like, I'm walking around like, ladies. Like, so I'm at the mall and I'm looking at my phone because I'm looking for a specific product. So I'm reading, looking around on a mission. Don't want to talk to anybody. Like, that wasn't the vibe. This man walks by me, whips his head around and goes, are you a redhead? I swear to God, that is what that man asked me. Like, I couldn't make it up. Verbatim. Are you a redhead? But mind you, I just now finished a therapy session where we're talking about my fawn trauma response, as we do every therapy session. So being the people pleaser I am, I went, and he proceeded to tell me, oh my God, my ex-girlfriend was a redhead. Like, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. I'm just standing there looking this man in his eyes going, yeah. And he keeps going. He's like, oh, we aren't on bad terms. She just moved to Europe. That's the only reason we broke up. Love her though. Like, love her. Mind you, I didn't ask. I literally didn't ask. Don't know what he wants me to do with this information. I'm just like, okay. Like, what do you want me to do with that information? What do you want me to say? So David from the mall yesterday, if you're seeing this, maybe don't do it again, you know?
Well, if I'm completely honest, I don't know what he was thinking. Approaching a diva like yourself, trying to have a conversation. How weird is that? Especially since he told you from the beginning he loves his girlfriend and he's not interested in you in that way. I know it's weird, but sometimes people do feel the need to have some human connection. I wonder if you have one of those moments.
This crispy fire makes me really want to hold somebody's hand.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess you don't. Alright, let's see what this wonderful lady has to say. Daddy issues. No, wait, not that. Dating application. I'm Danny, 32 years young, 2 kids, love fishing, love tattoos and guys with beards. Alright, not bad, pretty modest. I do love the chin tattoo, gives you a look that I wanna stay away from. But if you're interested in Danny here and if you want to find more details about her, you can find her, obviously, you guessed it, on her OAF account. Now I have to admit I don't think it's dating that she's after, but you pay the right amount of money, you can get yourself a girlfriend experience.
Rules for dating a Scorpio. Number 1, take it slow. Scorpios, when they like something, they're like this. They just quick rush into it, and then do you know what happens? Once they're bored of it, they drop it. Take it slow, ease it in. I know it's easy to get swept away with them, but honestly, for your own sanity, if you don't want to be forgotten about and dropped after they've had their fun, take it slow with a Scorpio. Number 2, physical touch. It needs to be good in the bedroom. I'll say it again. It needs to be good, great, fantastic, frisky, exciting, a little bit crazy in the bedroom. Number 3, avoid conflict. Scorpios don't like conflict. They don't like confrontation. They don't like being shouted at. If you're going to do it, approach it in a nice way. If you're going to have an argument, approach it in a safe, secure way and regard their emotions. Aries, I'm talking to you. girl best friend slash guy best friend slash the best friend that is a gender that they may be attracted to. If you're the type of person that gets jealous, avoid Scorpios because they have friends and they do not choose what genders they come in.
Well, first of all, what do you mean, Aries, I'm talking to you? What's wrong with me? You know, besides the obvious. Second of all, I was actually having this conversation with my friends at the bar yesterday. We were all watching a beautiful lady talking about how beautiful she was until I realized that, oh wait, I'm an Aries and I can't date her now because she's probably not a Scorpio. All my friends were like, oh yeah, we forgot you're an Aries. What will you ever do now? For the love of God, ladies, please understand we don't care about any of that stuff. We strongly believe that if you're annoying, it's not because of your sign. It's because you're annoying. I'm an absolute A, you know, not because I'm an Aries. It's just because I'm an A, you know.
Anybody have a husband that when you're in the middle of telling them a story that you're kind of looking at them as you're telling the story and thinking, he's listening. So then you stop in mid story, maybe even at a point that is like really like grippingly interesting, and you just stop and they don't say, why'd you stop? Like, are you going to continue? What's going on? Why'd you stop? Do any of your husbands just do nothing? They actually didn't even notice that you stopped telling the story? Anybody else experience this?
Yeah, I love these two ladies. They're so out of touch. It's unbelievable. Ladies, it's not that we don't listen. In most cases, we don't. But sometimes we listen. It's not that we don't notice that you just stopped and didn't finish the story. We were begging, we were hoping, we were praying to God that you will stop. We don't ask why you stopped because you're either gonna go on with the story or you're gonna, God help us all, start the story from the beginning. I've once listened for 1 hour about some magic purse that if you flip it upside down, your products will still be inside. And for the entire hour, I was just thinking oil, gas, mechanic, batteries, flat tire, rent. And of course, like the idiot that I am, I asked, so you mean the purse has a zipper? It will hold your products inside. Obviously, I was wrong. It was not because of the zipper. It was because it's some magical purse that it was created to hold your products inside. Sometimes we just don't care. We hear the most important parts, but some of the stuff that we don't care about, we leave out. Obviously, for the second hour, I was listening to her talking about the special purse, while in my head there were some other stuff that were not as magical as a purse, but still rent, bills, gas, oil, flat tire, and so on. It's not that we don't listen, it's just that we're different. And it's great, it's amazing to be different. I don't want us to be all the same. And I know in some cases you're just gonna get mad at us for not listening, but we still love you. And the man in your life will still appreciate how amazing you are for putting up with his ignorance. And if you play your cards right, you're gonna get some apologies, or in some cases, even flowers.
Watch this. Watch this. You ready? Baggy. Boom.
Saggy. Alright, and that's gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.